Hi, my name is Dan, and this is my channel, Engelgeist. Thank you for tuning in. This is the October Tarotscope 2019 for the sign of Libra. So if you have a sun, moon, or rising in Libra, you would want to watch this video. It will be significant to you for the month of October. If you have a Venus in Libra, if this reading turns towards love, then that would include people with with Venus in Libra. But if you don't, then don't worry about it. Anyways, if you like the video, please like, share, comment, subscribe. If you hit the subscribe button, please hit the bell so you're notified every time I do a video. I do all kinds of videos like pick-a cards and unboxings, and I even have a daily forecast. So let me be like Anita Ward and ring your bell, all my Librans, all my well-balanced Libras. All right, so let me get to shuffling the cards and seeing what's going on, what's the energy got in store for all of my Libra viewers. The other thing too is I just recently joined Instagram. You can follow me at Engelgeist333 on Instagram. Get a little insight into the daily forecast. If you don't want to actually watch the whole video, you just want to maybe see the cards. I post the cards there a lot. I post stuff on my dogs and my cats, so you get a little bit more of a personal side to my life there. And check out the videos on my YouTube channel. They're fun and interesting, I think. And if there's anything that I'm not doing that you guys would like to see, certainly feel free to comment in any of the videos, comment sections as to questions you may have or things you want to see. And I will respond and take your advice into submission. Can't promise that I'll do it, but if it's a great idea, hey, I'm game. Okay, so this first card that's going to come out for the month is what I call the U card, or sort of the default setting card. This card kind of tells me sort of where you guys are operating at the majority of the month, sort of like the overall outlook of the month, and where you'll be resonating at. It's not necessarily the entirety of the month, but the majority of the month. So you have a beautiful card to kick off. It's the Strength card. So this is Major Arcana, which says to me that you guys are going to really be leading the helm this the month of October, really feeling it, feeling strong and empowered. I do feel like you are going to be working in the background kind of, but Libras tend to, I feel like you guys kind of lay low in general anyways. But to me, this feels like you might be laying lower than normal, if that makes sense. Like you'll be controlling stuff from a place of strength, but you'll be in the background sort of doing it subtly, if that makes sense to you guys. You know, like sort of like the picture that I'm getting is just whispering ideas into other people's minds and letting them think that they're their ideas when they're actually yours. That kind of a behavior, that sort of subtle strength where you kind of allow people to assume that they came up with the idea, but it's really actually your end game result that you want to see come to fruition. So that's what I sort of see happening for the overall attitude that you have during the month of October. You will be strong, you will be sort of silent or pulled back, withdrawn, but you will be somebody that can be supportive to others and able to sort of get your things accomplished. You just may not be outwardly like in people's faces or quite so obvious about how you're going about it. Now, the next card is what I call the Foundation card. This card gives me a little insight into what went on prior to this month that maybe has sort of set all the wheels in motion for all of the cards to be the way that they are today. So this is the Eight of Worlds, which is change. And this is a beautiful card from the standpoint that it represents sort of leaning into change and rolling with it. I don't necessarily always feel that with this card, but I feel like the Libras are actually seeking out change, or have been. This seems like you guys have known that your material world, or maybe your job, your career, the money that you're making, whatever it is, it's not enough. Your relationships, it's not really what you want. And what I feel like with this Strength card and then the Change card is that you guys have actually been sort of actively seeking change, pushing yourself to kind of get to somewhere better. And in so doing, you've come across the ability in October to come from a place of sort of quiet strength. And I like that. Most people fight change. To me, it feels like the Libras, or those of you with heavy Libra energy in your chart, you guys have actually been really looking for change over the last few months leading up until this point. And because of that, I feel like the change has begun. Things are starting to shift, and you guys actually feel rather empowered. That's why this strength card is at play. You guys feel very empowered with the changes that are about to take place, but you're kind of silently watching as things unfold. You're not necessarily fully, how do I want to say it? Like you kind of are keeping somewhat, you're strong yet you're protected. You're sort of hiding a little bit, but that's okay because you've sort of mustered up and created a lot of avenues for opportunities for change. And I think that as they're starting to come in, you guys might feel a little bit like sort of not that you'll be strong about it, but maybe a little bit nervous. You're like, oh shit, did I really put this into motion? But you have, and I think that it's a good thing, and it's leading you to a good place in the month of October. Now, the next card is the Solar Spirit card. This card tells me where your Solar Spirit is at in the month of October. This is a beautiful card. This is the Ace of Cups, which is ecstasy. Cups deals with the element of water or emotions, and so when I look at this card, it's so beautiful, filled with flowers. It's gorgeous. It speaks to, even though this is a fall reading, right? This speaks to like almost the rites of spring, like new birth, blooming, gorgeous, transformative, knowing one's beauty, feeling really sort of ecstatic about what is going on, excited about maybe the changes that are taking place in places, the changes that are taking place in your life, in different areas of your life, is making you feel sort of this joy, seeing that on a deeper soul level, right? Seeing that putting things into effect or putting your one foot in front of the other is actually leading you to a place that is better suited for you, and you feel more empowered and stronger there, right? So I see this as a soul level where the soul card is saying to me that you guys in the month of October might feel really fulfilled in the realm of emotions when it comes to your soul space, that the goal here is to feel and understand one's beauty and one's ability from a very deep emotional level, and then to embrace that and build upon that and allow that to grow and become more and more sort of beautiful as you go. Now, the next two cards that go here, these are what I call the outside influences. These cards can be both either positive or negative, but they're influences that we should be made aware of. They sometimes show up as people, events, sometimes things more vague like energies or belief systems that could be affecting us. So let's see what they are. So one is the Ace of Crystals. Wow. I love that you have the Ace of Cups here in your soul space, and you have the Ace of Crystals in the outside influence space. This is, to me, is about open-minded thought, new thought, fresh thought, brilliant thought, exploding forth, kind of like the flowers here are exploding forth emotionally on a deeper soul level. Your mind is going to be popping in the month of October. There's going to be opportunities for brilliant thought, putting things together and really sort of generating energy around the creation of new ideas and new things, which all sort of ties into this change and strength, okay? This is, looking at this, to me, it feels like Libra is going to have, all my Libras are going to have a really beautiful month in October. Even though things might be shifting and changing, it's change that you want to see happen. It's change that you're more emotionally in line with, and it's change that you'll bring about through sort of creative and brilliant thought that is offered to you through opportunities in your environment, in your workspace, in your day-to-day life, where you're really at your highest form because you're able to sort of access this brilliant thought and really bring forth new ideas that sort of push you forward, if that makes sense. So the next card that you guys have is the Hanged Man. Interesting. So this card isn't quite as positive as the first four, and I'm going to say this. Part of the reason why I feel that is it feels like a choice needs to be made. You have this opportunity here coming at you from the outside, this opportunity that's influencing you where creative thought and brilliance an opportunity to be had. On the opposite side here, we have this other influence which feels sort of stuck. So some of you Libras, this might be some of that energy where I feel like in this strength card, you're hiding a little bit, or you're staying behind, you're not necessarily fully stepping forward into the light and really owning what it is that you're wanting to create. You might be sort of hiding it just a little bit, or playing from the sidelines a little bit, still from a place of strength, but not, kind of 100% sure, because now that the wheels are in motion and the change is taking place and all of the things that you wanted are starting to sort of maybe start to happen, and it starts to feel a little bit uneasy, you have to understand that you have two different options here. You can feel stuck and sort of stay with what you know, or you can let go, make a decision to let go and open up to this idea of this Ace of Crystals, which is this brilliant thought. To me, the Hanged Man packs an extra punch. It is Major Arcana, similar to the Strength card, and leading with when you have two Major Arcana cards at play and two aces, I feel like this, and plus your foundation card is change, leading up into this month, it feels like this is going to be a pivotal month during the year of 2019 for the Libras. Please comment and come back and tell me if the month of October was pivotal for you guys, because it really looks like a big decision needs to be made. Some things might need to be let go of. Some external influences might have to be said goodbye to. Things that maybe, to me, they feel deeply rooted. They feel like constants in our life, maybe relationships or beliefs, ways of being, things that we have to sort of step away from and go, you know what, I want something different. I really want this change. I want to think differently. I want to do things differently. So you're going to have to either make the decision to let it go and unhang yourself, or like the hangman is, or stay hung up in those old sort of patterns and ways that don't really serve you, okay? Now, the last card is what I call the potential outcomes card. And what I mean by potential is that we all have free will and choice in life. So this card is only predictive from the standpoint of, as the cards stand right now, this is where the energy is naturally heading. But if this is a negative card, we can use it as a warning to make choices and changes in our life to sort of avoid this outcome altogether. But if it is a positive card, we can take heart in the fact that this is where the energy is naturally heading with everything that's at play in the month of October. So for you guys is the Learner card, Child of Crystals. Interesting, because we have the Ace of Crystals here, and we have the Hanged Man here, which to me feels like they're at odds, right? One is brilliant thought and really going for it, taking new ideas, being inspired, and just like going to the leading edge of things. The other is staying stuck in things that are more pattern-like, more familiar, even though we know that they don't work for us or they don't bring us happiness. We stay with them and sort of stay hanging there, like dealing with them, or in situations that no longer serve us, because we don't know how to let them go, or whether or not it's okay to let them go. But this outcome card seems like a fair middle ground, right? It's the Learner card. It's the Child of Crystals. So instead of getting the Ace of Crystals and that sort of big boom thought, like change and shift, some of you will, right? Some of you Libras will. You will chase this change and go after it and have these ecstatic feelings on a deeper soul level because you took the risk. But some of you will maybe be more thought out, more moderate, use this Strength card in a more mild manner, and that's going to lead you to this Child of Crystals, which is the Learner. You're going to slowly learn how to let go of the things that aren't serving you, these outside influences, be it family, a career, a relationship, whatever it is that you have already started to figure out needs that change, and you've sort of quietly in the background started to change and lead yourself away from. This Learner card says to me that you might have to slowly reestablish your thoughts around the situation to be able to allow yourself to remove yourself from it. Does that make sense? So it does say to me that you will be learning. It is a positive card, but it's a maybe a slower pace than, say, this Brilliance card that's on offer. If you want to take the fast route, you certainly can. It's up to you how fast you want this change to come about. But if you're not comfortable with it, which Libra is all about balance. If it feels unbalanced or a little too quick, a little too crazy, having to give up a little bit too much that's familiar too fast, then you might just find yourself slowing it down a little bit and going, okay, wait a second, I can do this in little bites. I can do this in little sections. I can learn little by little, and I can sort of retrain my thoughts, retrain my connections, and still have the change that I want, but go about it in a more manageable and slower manner. Okay? But I do want to take you all the way back to the first card and remind you that in the month of October, you do have all the strength that you need to take it at any pace you choose. Okay, that is key. That's definitely a message that I'm hearing right now, is that no matter whether you decide to go very, very fast and the wheels feel like they're falling off and the change is happening quickly, or you decide to go very, very, not very, very slow, but you decide to go at a slower, more moderate pace and learn and really like sort of let it settle in and let go of things slowly, that change will still come about. It will just be a longer process. Either way that you choose to go, either route that you choose to go, you do have the strength to do it. And the goal is this Ace of Cups, which is feeling ecstatic on an emotional level. So it's a very beautiful goal to have. And your soul is not going to let up until you experience that. So there's going to be some things that you may have loved from the past or may have valued in the past that are no longer the same to you. You're going to have to let them go. Whether you do it quickly or slowly, it will happen before the year's end. I'll leave you guys with that. I hope you enjoyed that and that made sense. Please come back and comment mid-month. Let me know how your month is going. Please tell your friends about the channel. And if you like these videos, please give it a thumbs up or a like, and let me know what else you would like to see in the comments below. Also remember, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I shoot a video. And I look forward to hearing about your Octobers. Have a great month, and I will see you at the next video. Bye-bye.